Hi everyone, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie, Teen Beach Movie, which, oh my gosh, I love it so much. I've seen it a couple times. Every time I watch it, I love it so much. This time I watched it was no different. So I should talk about it. And also it's like coming summer soon. It's a summer movie. So our main characters are Brady and Mackenzie, and they are surfers, and she is about to leave town to go to school and she doesn't want to. It's like her aunt comes into town and is like, you're leaving tomorrow because we're gonna go to school. Like, you have to go to a better school. Because like whenever her mom died, she was like, I want to stay with my grandfather and surf. And then her aunt was like, you can do this for 2 years, and then the last 2 years of high school, you're gonna come with me and you can actually get like a good education. So she's like, okay, fine. So her aunt comes, and her aunt, Mac, lives with her grandfather. Her aunt, who is the grandfather's daughter, is so rude. I can never imagine speaking to a parent like this. It is crazy. She's like, I see you're still doing your surfboard thing. I see you still have that old thing. I'm like,
I see you're still making surfboards. Oh, don't tell me. You still have that.
crazy. And she's like old. Like, it's like I can kind of understand if you're like young and you're just kind of rude to your parents because you're a little kid or like you're an angsty teen. But she's like 40. That is your father. He's like nice and whatever because he's like a surfer guy, so he doesn't really like care and whatever. Brady and Mackenzie are dating. They love each other so much. Our secondary main characters are Leela and Tanner. They are from the movie West Side Story. So it's like a West Side Story parody called Wet Side Story because it's about like surfers and bikers. Brady and Mackenzie go surfing one last time before she has to leave, and it's a huge wave, and they get swept under, and then they get transported to the movie, which by the movie's like set in like the 60s and like super beach, like like Beach Boys vibes, you know, kind of like that. And they get sent there on like for somehow, and they're transported to the set, like not the set, but like the actual place. So it's like all the actors and stuff are real people here, and they're real singing monologues and all this stuff. So they're like, whoa, what are we doing here? Brady loves it because he loves this movie. Mac, aka Mackenzie, does not. And Brady knows the movie so well, so he's like, listen, there's gonna be another giant storm that happens at the end of this movie. We can maybe be able to go back then. So they're like, oh my gosh, okay, so they have to just not do anything and then wait it out. And Leela, the main character, or like the main character in the movie, she and Tanner are supposed to get together. She's supposed to like fall off stage, Tanner's supposed to catch her, they fall in love, and then they bring the bikers and surfers back together. But instead, Brady accidentally catches Leela because she's falling off stage, and Tanner catches Mackenzie, who like just trips, and he like catches her in like a dip. So the Mac is now accidentally with Tanner, who Tanner is now in love with Mac, and Leela is now in love with Brady. So it's like crap. And then the next the next song does not happen. So like, oh my gosh, we're changing this movie. How are we gonna get these next things that happen for the storm? Because there's an evil supervillain on the island who is going to make a weather machine, but then it's going to get destroyed, and that's what causes the big wave, because he wants a weather machine to ruin the island so he can use it and build something on it. So then Mac and Brady are like, okay, we have to get the other guys together because then nothing else is like, then it's not going to happen like how the movie's supposed to be, and whatever won't happen because they go together because the surfers and the bikers need to get together so they can destroy the mad scientist's laboratory, right? Tanner is a surfer and Leela is the sister of a biker. Mac goes with the girls to like a sleepover, and Brady goes with the guys for like a hangout at like a restaurant. And it's called Big Mama's. It's like this like restaurant that both the bikers and the surfers really like. Like then they get into, both of them have like a singing monologue. Mac is trying to be like, you guys don't need to impress boys, you don't need to dress for boys, you can ask a boy out. And then all of the girls she's around, because it's supposed to be like in the 1960s, they're like, no. They ask us, we wear what we think they will like, and then we keep our mouths shut. And then on the other side, Brady is trying to talk to the guys and be like, you know, you can like tell your feelings for someone. You can be nice to them. You can respect what they want to do. So it's kind of funny because they're like, I don't know if I'd fit in with this 1960s love, 1960 relationship values. Mac and Brady are trying to convince Leela and Tanner to get together. They're like, maybe you guys should be good together, whatever. So then they have an idea that they're gonna set them up. Mac is like, hey Leela, you want to be surfing? And she's like, yeah, but I can't tell anyone that because I'm a biker. She's like, you know what? Brady taught me everything. You should see him. But then when he goes there, whenever she goes there, she's gonna meet Tanner, who's there. Then they're gonna learn how to surf. But instead, Mac and Brady accidentally start a singing song. They start singing, and she's like,
I'm singing!
Why are you singing?
I don't know, I suddenly just broken? Am I real or just a prop?
I can't believe I'm part of this. And then like her hair doesn't go wet when she gets in the water. She's like, we're morphing into the film. They're becoming more and more like the characters in the film. Like they're just singing randomly. Her hair's not getting wet when she goes into the water. And they're not able to stop singing. And then they get kidnapped by the evil scientist who's like, these meddling kids or whatever. And then Leela and Tanner notice that they've been kidnapped because Tanner made Mac a little flower crown and he's so stupid. He's so stupid. It's so funny. So she's like, do you like guitar? And he's like, yeah. And then she's like, you know what, you're really smart. He's like, I think I'm more pretty. I don't know if dumb is the right word, but if you think of like the personification of like Ken from Ken and Barbie, but like not like Ryan Gosling's Ken, but if you just like get the Barbie doll and make him into a human, that's what he would be. It's very funny because he's not like egotistical. He just doesn't really pick up on anything. He's kind of dumb, but in like an endearing way. But I feel like if I knew him, I'd be like, can you just understand what I'm saying? That's so mean. And Leela's actually pretty smart. Like she's like very boy crazy, but it like she's supposed to be because it's the 1960s, but she's like kind of intelligent. She's pretty intelligent. And they start liking each other because he's like, wait, you like surfing? She's like, yeah, I kind of want to try, but like also our friends have been kidnapped, so maybe we should help them. And then they go back to Big Mama's. They tell the surfers and the bikers being like, our friends have been kidnapped, we have to join forces to help them. And everyone's like, yeah, because we like both Mac and Brady, we gotta help them because they've been kidnapped by this evil scientist guy. And then Mac and Brady are like talking while they're being kidnapped, or while they are kidnapped in like the giant lighthouse. And she's like, I'm kind of happy that we ended up in the movie because like I don't want to leave you, I don't want to leave surfing, whatever. And she's saying how like she is just like, she doesn't want to go, and she like wants to go because like her dead mom wanted this or whatever, and she feels really bad. Brady's like, babe, you're totally fine. I like this movie too. But like they both understand that they have to leave because it's like, well, you don't want to stay here, you know? The bikers and the surfers all head to the like through the beach, find them, help them escape, and they're like working together now, which is great. And then the film kind of goes back to how it originally was supposed to be. So it's like Wet Side Story, where it's like they all break into the evil lair and they stop the giant weather machine from destroying the beach. So it's basically like they joined forces because of Mac and Brady, not necessarily because of Tanner and Leela, who did eventually fall in love, but because oh my goodness, because it was Mac and Brady who got them together. So it's like in every universe they fall in love. They realize that this big storm is coming, so they quickly say goodbye to everyone. They go out paddling, and then they return back to their own world, and they're like, oh my gosh, we made it, and they're so happy. And then she tells her aunt, who is like really prissy, is like, hey, listen, I'm really pissed off you missed your flight, you're supposed to be going to school. And she's like, girl, I am not going. So she's like, fine, you can stay, whatever. So it's like, yay, she's staying, she's like getting an education, woo. No, but she can probably just work at her grandfather's like surf shop or whatever. There's a little end credit scene where it's like the surfer, like the people from Wet Side Story wash up onto the beach and are like, we're in the real world, and they're confused. So if you want me to watch that one, let me know, because I will, because I want to. I haven't actually seen it yet, which is kind of surprising. I'm assuming that they're gonna just be like, why aren't we singing? Or they just will sing, and no one will be like, and everyone will be like, oh my gosh, my bet is they're gonna go into one of those like old-timey diners and be like, okay, home. This is our home. And it's really funny because whenever they are singing, they have like crazy auto-tune, but it works because it's like in the Disney movie, like it's in Wet Side Story. So it's so funny that they just have like dubbed music over the top, like dubbed singing over the top.
Take a chance, why not ask him on a
No, but yeah, that's like the end of the movie. Like I feel like a lot happens, but like at the same time, and not a lot happens. A lot of the dancing scenes are fun. Like the music in this is actually so good. It's probably some of my favorite music from a Disney Channel movie, which is kind of surprising because it's like, it's a very famous movie, but it's like, I just wasn't expecting to like it so much. I think because I do like the Beach Boys so much, and some of this music is like semi-similar. Also just the vibes of it, like them being on the beach and it being like set in the 60s, because the movie was filmed in the 60s, like Wet Side Story was supposed to be. And this is just some side tangent. I loved the costumes in this movie because it's like so fun and over the top. Oh my gosh. And the hair, oh my goodness. Because they're like, whenever the girls are all at a sleepover, they have like the cute, oh my gosh, they all had like the baby doll like nightgowns with like the frills. Oh, so cute. I loved it so much. Like the costume design, it was so fun because they had like beach, but then they also had like over the top like biker people, and then they had like 60s, like if you think of like Grease, because like I think that's supposed to be set in like the 60s, right? Like early 60s maybe. So it's very fun to kind of have all of that in like one movie, because like a lot of like Disney movies are meant to be set at the time they're filmed. So it's kind of like a period piece in itself. Like whenever you watch like a movie from like 2014, you're like, oh, that is a 2014 outfit. But for this, it was so much fun because it's like so old. But it was so much fun to like look at all the bright colors and like just like, I think they did some stuff with the color grading and stuff because it's just so bright and so fun and it's like so beachy. Oh, I loved it so much. I absolutely adored the set design. I adored the costumes. Like the set design's so fun because it like feels very much like a 1960s movie, but it didn't feel like they did it because they didn't have enough of a budget. And oh, the choreography. There's one that is so much fun, like where they all have like surfboards in their hands and stuff. It's so good. It eats so hard. I was like, this is awesome. It's just so much fun all around. And it's like the plot itself is it's like what's gonna happen, but it's not like where you can't enjoy the film itself with like being stressed out the whole time, because it's like, you know, they're gonna be fine either way, and it's fun. And like throughout the movie, the main villains are just hokey and stupid. One of the villain's assistant is Bertram. Like, girl, who is he scaring? He's so stupid in this, and it's so funny. And I love it so much. Like, anytime I was watching it, I was like, I love him so much. He's so fun. Like, it's like, even the villains aren't scary. And, like, I know Disney Channel movies, there's not gonna be, like, a scary villain. But with Bertram, I'm just like, yeah, let him do what he wants. Like, let him blow up the beach. Who cares? I don't know his name in this movie, I'm sorry. Even just, like, the characters, they felt so, they were perfectly two-dimensional. Because it's, like, obviously, in, like, regular movies, you want to have super dynamic characters and all this stuff. This is supposed to be a movie from the 1960s. And I loved how they kept the characters very close. Like, obviously, it's, like, they have secret wants and needs, and they want to do certain things, and they feel like they don't fit in, whatever. But it's like, it's just like so, it's so perfect because it's like they feel like a caricature of a person, which is what they're supposed to be. And it was just so well done. I loved it so much. Like, especially Tanner, because he just kind of was like, yeah, what? And he's just like, you know how you're just like, there are no thoughts behind those eyes. That's literally him. It's so funny. Anyways, that is it for today. I could talk about the movie for a while, but I'm not going to. Like, comment, and subscribe, because if you do not, you will be dropped into a 1960s you will be dropped into a 1960s musical movie that you do not like and that you have to sing all the songs for the rest of your life. And you do not want that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!